When Craig arrived at his workplace at a country club in 2017, he anticipated a typical day. Little did he know that his day would take an unexpected turn as he found himself in a situation where he needed to rescue an owl, entangled in an old fishing line. What truly caught him off guard was the surprising reaction of the rescued bird. Craig Loving served as the golf course superintendent at Lost Creek Country Club, a prestigious establishment nestled among the picturesque Texas hills in Austin. This exclusive club offered a tranquil retreat for its members, seeking respite from the hustle and bustle of daily life. Positioned within this serene landscape, the club seamlessly blended into its natural surroundings, inviting visitors to stroll among the trees and revel in the captivating wildlife that often graced their path. Such was the case with the owl featured in this tale. With a steadfast commitment to environmental preservation, the club proudly proclaimed on its website that their golf course's natural terrain ranked among Austin's most eco-friendly fairways. Craig bore the daily responsibility of tending to this fairway and maintaining the lush greens of the entire golf course. However, on a specific day in 2017, Craig's routine took an unexpected twist. While patrolling the club's premises with a friend to ensure everything remained in perfect order and the members were content, they ventured past one of the lakes on the property. It was there that Craig's keen eye spotted an owl perched gracefully atop a branch, extending over the water. Upon seeing the creature, Craig became slightly concerned. He knew that owls were nocturnal birds, meaning they preferred to come out at night. Knowing that if he left the bird alone, it would surely perish, Craig decided that the only thing to do was to help save the poor creature. He quickly put on some waders and made his way out to the middle of the lake where the bird sat patiently. While he did this, his friend filmed the daring rescue and later posted it to YouTube. The video shows Craig slowly approaching the owl, so as not to startle it and cause it to try to get away. He knew that it would be more difficult to help the creature if it was in distress. As the kind-hearted man finally got close to the bird, he saw just how tangled it had become. A fishing line was wrapped around his wing, said Craig in an interview. So, they were going to try to get somebody to go out and get it, and I guess I volunteered. Once close enough to the owl, Craig reached around behind it to where the fishing line trailed off into the trees throughout the entire rescue. The owl silently watched him. However, instead of getting scared and trying to fly away, it waited patiently, as if it knew that Craig was trying to save it. The groundskeeper finally managed to snip the wire that was keeping the bird firmly stuck on the log. However, he still had the problem of the wire that was left around the owl's wing. Being a wild animal, the owl had no clue how he was going to get the bird to let him untangle the string from its wing, but he knew he had to try. Craig slowly crept forward a little more and began to move his hands towards the owl. Again, the caring superintendent was amazed at how calm the bird was when he opened its wing. Craig tried to unravel the wire a few times, but sadly, despite his efforts, the owl was still tangled up. It looked like Craig's rescue attempt was going to be a bit trickier than he thought. Deciding to take the situation as slowly and methodically as he could, Craig opened up the bird's wing as much as the owl would allow him, trying to see exactly where the wire was getting stuck. Amazingly, the owl made very little fuss over this. It was almost as if the animal knew that Craig was there to help it. While working, Craig would also stroke the owl, trying to keep the bird as calm as possible. The superintendent described the owl's temperament, saying, "He kept slamming his beak down like he was trying to say, 'Hey, I don't like this, but I kind of talked to it a little bit.'" One of the most dangerous aspects of the situation Craig had found himself in was trying not to get caught by the owl's talons if it got scared enough to attack him. This is because an owl's talons are incredibly sharp and can give a person a very nasty cut if they are unfortunate enough to get caught by them. Eventually, after a lot of patience and careful cutting, Craig managed to free the owl from the fishing wire. With the hard part out of the way, the superintendent still had the problem of how to get the owl back to dry land. He didn't know how long the bird had been out in the open, but he was certain that the animal was too tired to fly away. However, while it had been calm when the man was removing the wire, he wasn't so sure it would stay that way if he tried to pick the animal up. Craig also didn't want to find out for himself just how dangerous the owl's talons could be. It was at this point that Craig came up with a plan. "We got a shovel and used the shovel handle as a perch," the superintendent explained. With the owl carefully perched on the end of the handle, Craig slowly made his way back to the lakeside. The whole time, the owl made no move to go anywhere, but it stared Craig down with its bright yellow eyes. It was a little intimidating, the superintendent admitted, especially when its beak started snapping at him. But it was cool, definitely very cool. Finally, Craig managed to reach the safety of land, and he was able to set the owl down on solid ground. Describing the moment when all of his efforts paid off, Craig said, "I walked him out of there and put him on the bank, and I guess he was good after that." Once back on dry land, the kind-hearted man checked the owl's wing again to make sure that no lasting damage had been done to it. Thankfully, the wing and the owl were okay, seeing that it was finally free. The owl hopped off the broom handle and backed away from Craig. It then stretched its wings out, testing them without the string, and took off into the sky. Although the owl didn't glance back, Craig sensed that his encounter with this magnificent bird would remain etched in his memory for a long time. Upon reviewing the footage captured by his friend during the owl rescue, both men felt compelled to share this remarkable experience with a wider audience. They uploaded the video to YouTube, where it swiftly garnered over 1.3 million views and received numerous heartfelt comments. People commended Craig for his selfless act of saving the owl. One commenter expressed, "I cherish these videos of individuals coming to the aid of distressed wildlife, rescuing various animals from challenging situations. Thank you for rescuing the beautiful owl. Watching it soar away unharmed was truly heartening." While the video itself was heartwarming, Craig also aimed to use it as a cautionary tale about the perils of discarded waste, such as old fishing lines, on wildlife. It's sadly not uncommon for animals to become ensnared in abandoned items, like wires and fishing lines left behind by humans. And regrettably, not all of them find a savior like Craig to free them from their predicaments. Fortunately, in this instance, this majestic owl spread its wings and flew away unharmed, thanks to Craig's brave and compassionate efforts. What are your thoughts on this story? How would you have reacted if you were in Craig's position? Please share your opinions in the comment section.